Hello everyone.
Hi guys.
Today we're going to be talking about our utility bill. We've been getting a lot of comments asking how much our electricity costs to run the home here.
Yeah, and we have a lot of emails too, and some are messengers also.
Yeah, messenger as well as emails from all of you. So again, you guys know about the 10 percenters. With this last video that we did a few videos ago about our cost build, we got a whole bunch new subscribers as well as a whole bunch more emails. And I've been doing my best to get back to you with the information that you've requested. So there's a whole new group of foreigners married to Filipinas, long-term relationships, that are considering moving to the Philippines and building a home here.
Yeah.
I mean, a ton. And it's not just this area. This last slew of emails, a lot of people all over the Philippines, up in Luzon, Manila itself, Batangas, Bohol, Mindanao, even a couple Leyte, where you guys are considering, retiring, and as you guys say, get out of the rat race, which is a term I use all the time, and thinking about buying a piece of land and building a home just like we did.
Yeah.
And you guys watched our video with our costs, and so many of you gave such nice comments about how the video that we shot could help them make decisions in your build. So we're very happy about that.
Yeah, we're glad that we get to kind of give them an idea or help them with their future build.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you all know about being cautious and all the different things that you need to be concerned about, all the ups and downs. You got to take your time and make sure you do it right. And watching someone else's build, like Wilma and I did many, many years ago, definitely helped us. So we're glad that our videos could help you. So now, talk a little bit about utility bills. We have now received, just last night,
Yeah.
our fourth utility bill. So we feel it's time that we can sit down and kind of go over some averages. We have a 4-month average, and I think that we're pretty consistent with our usage. Meaning, do we use the aircon once in a while? We have 2 refrigerators running. We run the pool pump pretty consistently, about 2-3 hours every day. So I think over the last 4 months, we have a pretty good average.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, let me talk a little bit about how we get billed. Now, this may be unique to this area, and I would love you guys to comment to let me know if this happens in your barangay. We have an electric company here in the Philippines, just like everybody else does. Norrico 2 is the name of the electric company.
Yes.
And they have an office right in downtown Darwin. And usually you get read by a representative of that company, Norrico.
Norrico, yeah.
And then they create a bill, which is on a piece of paper. It's a printout with all the different charges on it and taxes and things like that. And they hand you the bill. They usually put it somewhere on your property. And then on that bill, it says you have so many days to pay it. And if you pay it after that, there's a penalty and things like that. So, typically normal electric bill. Not here.
It's different here. It's like a community.
Yeah.
Like, I think I asked a lot of people that live around here or in a different barangay, and they never heard of it. Even our architect Roy, he said, I never heard of it. As a group, as a community.
So what happens is a representative of the barangay goes around and checks all the meters and just documents it, just writes it down. And then if we're here, what we do is once the person reads the meter, we go out and read the meter. So we're looking at the same number.
Yes.
Just making sure that everything is done correctly. But then they submit everyone. They go around this barangay and take everyone's meter reading, and then they go down to the barangay, submit that information, and they get the bill for you. And then they come up to the property, the barangay people, the
Representative.
representatives,
Yes.
which they did last night, and they just go, ayo, which is basically hello. And you walk out there and they hand you the bill with a receipt.
Yes.
And it shows basically your usage from last month in kilowatts, and then the new
New reading.
the new reading that was just read, and then obviously they add it together and give you a total kilowatts used for that month, and then the overall charge. So you can just divide that out, and it'll tell you your cost per kilowatt, and then the actual cost of the bill.
The bills. Yeah.
So you pay them in cash, and then they give you a receipt. And you don't need to go down to Norico. They come to your house to give you the bill.
To collect the money.
To collect the money.
That's the only positive things about it, because you don't have to go down and, you know, and lately I had to stay in line for
That's right.
sometime half an hour, and then you have to really kind of like, you know, figure out what time is not busiest times.
Yeah, yeah.
Because,
And if you get there at
sometimes
12 noon,
They close.
they close for lunch for an
So-
hour. Yeah, because I remember, I think the first time we paid the bill in Leyte was an hour and a half wait.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was a long time. We waited in line for an hour and a half just to pay the electric bill. So that's the way it's done here, and you know we're working through it. So the first, and we didn't know this either, you're not going to get a 1 month bill on a brand new hookup.
No.
It takes a couple of months.
Yes.
So for us, it took 3 months.
3 months for us, yes.
So we had, actually, it was a little more than 3 months. It was like almost 4 months when we got our meter read the first time. You're a new customer. I guess it just takes time to get somewhat out to your property because you're new in the area and to read your meter. So our first bill was 12,042 pesos. We're calling it 3 months. It's almost 4 months.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to stretch the bill out too much and make it too low. So I'm just going to call it 3 months. So that's an average of 4,014 pesos per month for 3 months in a row. Now we just got our new bill
New bills yesterday.
yesterday, and it was 4,387 pesos. So it went up about 380 pesos. And I think the reason for that is twofold. One, when we did our cost video, I had every aircon on in the house for the entire day because I knew we were going to be doing interviews and we wanted the house to be cool. So we ran the aircons all day long to keep the house cool during those interviews. And also, the kilowatt per hour cost went up a little bit,
0.31 cents.
0.31.
Yeah.
So it was 12.77 for the first 3 months, and then the electricity went up to 13.08 pesos per kilowatt hour.
Yeah.
So you just have to keep an eye on as costs start going up. Obviously, if you use the same amount of electricity, your bill goes up. So if you average it all out, 4 month average, it's 4,107 pesos or $74.67 all in. So I don't think that's too bad.
No, not too bad. You know, having the pool pumps, the pressure pump, and
Yeah.
we did turn on the aircon when we have the interview, just like
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
it's not bad.
that's not bad at all.
It's not bad. So we wanted to take the time to go over that with you. So now the next step is we're talking about solar again.
Yes, we did.
We're starting to have those conversations. In
Yes.
fact, we found a fourth company that also installs solar. So we're going to go back to the other three, have some new conversations, and it appears that some new type of iron phosphate lithium batteries have entered the Philippines, and we got a chance to see them yesterday at the one store that we went to, and just had a good conversation with the engineer there on site. So we're starting to have those conversations again because 4,107 pesos is not a big bill,
No.
but our number one issue is not saving the monthly fee.
No.
Because it's not a lot of money to run a house, run a pool. We don't think so, $74. It's really not. We don't use a lot of electricity here. It's the brownouts.
The brownout.
And especially the brownouts at night, because obviously if you have a brownout at night, you don't want to run that generator all night long and interrupt the neighbors. You know, I go with the honor system. I don't start the generator if there's a brownout before 8 a.m. and I shut it off at 8 p.m. So if there's a brownout during the day, what we do is we'll turn it on, and we're really focusing for the most part on our food.
Yeah.
You know, we have 2 refrigerators, so it has 2 freezers in it. Wilma and I always go to Robinson and buy our meats in bulk, chicken, pork, things like that. And then we rewrap it in portions for us. I'm sure a lot of you do that too. And then we freeze it. And then we have our meats for the month. So if the electricity is out for say 24 hours, all that meat would be thawed out. So what we typically do is we have a manual transfer switch. We don't want our generator to kick on automatically. That was the plan from the beginning, because we do not want to be, say, we're downtown somewhere for a few hours and electricity goes out, and then a generator kicks on and it's been running fuel for 3 or 4 hours and we're not even there. So what we typically do is we let the brownout go 2 to 3 hours. So now the freezer is still frozen.
Still good,
everything in there is good 2 or 3 hours later. And then we'll say, hopefully the brownout's over, and a lot of times within 1 to 2 hours the brownout is over, electric comes back on, it's all good. We didn't have to turn the generator on. But if it's out for about 3 hours, at that point we'll turn the generator on for about 2 to 3 hours. And then if it's still out, I'll shut the generator off, because I'm also trying to think about conserving the generator, not letting it run just constantly all day long. So I give the generator a break. I think that makes sense. So I'll turn it off for 2 to 3 hours. And then if it's still out, I'll put it back on for 2 to 3 hours. And I'll just repeat that through the day until it gets to 8 p.m. and then we just turn it off. So I always try to have it on around 5 p.m.
Yes.
That's when we're getting ready for dinner. The generator will go on at 5 p.m. I'll run it to 8 p.m. Keeps everything cold, and then at 8 p.m. we shut it off. So that's how we operate the generator. But we're thinking about now a small system, and we can talk about this a little further in subsequent videos, but a smaller system of solar just to run basically our 2 refrigerators,
One fan.
a fan or 2, our televisions, and our modem. Because typically when there's a brownout, obviously your modem shuts off. But when you turn the generator on, the Wi-Fi comes back on, because the Wi-Fi is not down, the internet, it's just electricity is down. Now there is occasions where both is out, but typically most of the time the electric's out, and once we turn the generator on, we have Wi-Fi. So we just want to run those few things, and we're thinking about that for night.
Yeah.
So just a big enough system. So we're thinking like a 3,000 watt system, just to run a couple of refrigerators, a TV, a couple of fans, our modem, and our lights in the house, which is all LED, so there's not a lot of electricity. Just to get us through the night for brownouts. And then of course during the day, when the sun is out, if there's a brownout, we probably will have enough, like a 3,000 watt system, to run most of our appliances anyway, and pool pumps for that matter, just not like air cons or heaters for our showers or things like that. So that's what we're thinking about. So we're going back to those companies and having those conversations. So that's kind of the all-encompassing conversation regarding our electricity use and then looking at solar. I think living in the Philippines, for anyone building a house, I think it's wise to have a generator. Just because a generator runs the entire house, if you get around a 5, 6, 7,000 watt generator, it runs your entire house. It's a cheap alternative, much cheaper than having a solar system by a lot. You can get a good generator for like $600, and a good system is going to be, 10 times that. So a generator, I think, is a wise choice. But I think a small system for our usage, we don't need a big giant system to run like a 20 kVi system or even a 15. We just don't need that. We're really thinking about brownouts at night and keeping the refrigerator going all night long. So I hope this helps. We're running about 4,000 to 4,500 pesos of electricity usage per month, which equates to 75 US dollars. Not bad, guys, for a full-size home. I hope you appreciated the video, and keep in mind that we're keeping track of all our costs for the month of July. And Wilma pointed out that my ice cream usage is one of the higher costs. Because I eat a lot of ice cream. But we're keeping costs of everything for July. So the first week of August will come out with a total budget or cost usage
for the month,
all in utilities, food, everything. So stay tuned for that. Talk to you guys later.